Good.
But yeah, go ahead, say it.
I just want to forward anything that I say in this has no reflection of how I feel about my family or anybody in it. This is just my experience as I see it through my own eyes and my own interpretation. I love everybody in my life, and I want to let everybody know if there's no harm, no foul in here. So it's just a kid telling a story, nothing more, nothing less.
Another nice leg kick from Cupcakes as Perrin was stepping in. Perrin's bouncing around on that leg. That last one hurt.
Oh,
Nice
big
left hook from Johnny Cupcakes Campbell.
Again, with the
Oh,
body.
Cupcakes is letting it all go. They clinch up right in front of us here. It's raining sweat. Perrin reverses it. And he's got that controlled clinch right now. Underhook, high clinch. Cupcakes balancing on one leg, trying to deflect the knees of Perrin.
Yeah, like you said, his game plan's been working. Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
Only a few minutes away from getting that belt wrapped around your waist. Stick with the game plan, keep that clinch going. Perrin trying to throw some more knees there. 30 seconds left in this fight. Good shots to the body from Perrin. Again, head positioning from Perrin, the story of the fight.
Jay Perrin not letting up. 5 rounds.
Cupcakes just not able to find a way out of this clinch. Through a whole fight, Jay Perrin just non-stop pressure. Finding windows of opportunity to land short punches and elbows and knees throughout the fight.
10
10
seconds,
seconds left of this main event title fight. Perrin shoots under for a single. Cupcakes just throwing relentlessly to the close.
Everything's fine now.
Hey, a fight's a fight. They hug it out. There's a lot of bad blood between these two class acts going up to this fight. They've gone the distance. They went to war with each other. They grinded it out. And, you know, I'm going to say it right now. I think that the belt's going to change hands.
Another main event in the books. 5 grueling rounds in our main event. And we took it down to the judges' table. And with scores of 50-45, 50-45, and 49-46, we have your winner by unanimous decision. And new Cage Titans Bantamweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Perrin!
Trying to stay organized. It never really works.
So what do you usually eat for breakfast?
I'm usually an eggs and spinach kind of guy. But it works. Anything works really, as long as I get something in my stomach.
What about like during camp? Are you still the same eggs?
Eggs from the morning, more than anything. I fast in the morning usually during my camp, so it's, I skip breakfast, so I'll have like bulletproof coffee type thing with MCT oil and all types of concoctions for metabolic rate and stuff like that. But other than that, protein shaker, eggs, nothing too major.
What about probiotics? Do you use a lot of that?
I use kombucha. I'm not really sure what it does.
Yeah, me neither.
I know that it's good for you and that it's got apple cider vinegar in it. I know it's for your gut. I know it's gut health, but other than that, I know. Yeah, but they say at the same time you're not supposed to drink too much of it.
Really? I drink it every day, dude. So.
Well, you can have like one a day, but like you can like 1 or 2 a day. But if you have like a gallon of it, because they sell it in like that like old whiskey bottle. Well, let me move over there so I get it this way anyway. I gotta go get my clothes. So it's a small space, but you make do with it. You know, I come home and I get my laundry done over here. This is actually even my real house, my mother's house. I go and I get my stuff, and laundry's easier to do here than in my house, who I live with. So I just get it done here. Occasionally I crash on the couch. So we moved a lot when we were kids. So we started in. My parents got divorced when we lived in Drake. But we were in Lowell before that, and then they split. My mom lived in Drake and I lived kind of back and forth. Joshua, hurry up! Ready? Close one. So basically, my dad lived in Lowell off of like East Merrimack Street and like Bridge Street.
Yeah.
We would go visit him down there every other weekend. And then for the most part, I would be up here. There's actually not. We lived in this condominium place, but it was actually over there. We had moved a couple of times within Hudson's range, and then yeah, we ended up here. Well, she ended up here. I live down the road.
Yeah.
But I just come here, like I said, to crash and
Do some laundry.
After 1 minute training, it's just laundry and there's actual food here. If I, you can't always afford food, so I'm to mom's house. That's pretty much it. So. That's why I'm here today. Actually, I'm here today because my geese here, and I thought that I'd be able to just pick it up and go, which is the plan. They're really great people. Shout out to them. Right? Yeah, in a little bit. Like an hour, I gotta go. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's go to my house. Cause I got like a porch outside and stuff. No, just that TV. Yeah. I'm kidding. But don't worry, I got it. I know you. Worry about me. I have no idea what you mean. I never do things like that. I don't know what you mean. I don't need anything. Okay, cool. I do need to change my license, so there's that. I've had a 30-day plate or a 20-day plate for 25 days.
That was easy. The way sending and receiving money should be. Learn more about how our mobile app Resolve can help you reach your potential.
Well, I listen to all day. Just because there's nothing on the radio ever that's like worth any substance. Yeah, that's all. There's only one song. You only listen to one song, but they only have like a rotation of like 5, a whole 62-hour period. It's fucking terrible. Before I know it, I'm like dancing to Cardi B all day. I can't do this anymore. But then again, sports radio gets shitty because all I listen to is, people from New England just bitching about our team. Like we haven't won anything for the last 20 years. Some shit like that. So I wish I had an aux cord. It's pretty much the point. Like I said, 2009. It's not an aux cord anymore. So one thing I should have just been like, I need an aux cord. It's a deal breaker without it.
They have like those CD players. Like you stick a CD in there.
I have a CD player.
Yeah.
Which is so odd that I would have a CD player but not a aux cord. It's stupid.
Who has CDs? That's all I'm saying. It's 2018. Who has CDs? I have like DVDs. That's about it. It's about as close to a CD as I get. I didn't relate to a lot of people up here at first or for a long time, just because like a lot of the people that grew up here, either they came from money or they came from a background that wasn't exactly. Not to say that they didn't have struggles or anything, but the comparison is very different, so a lot of kids always had like anything they wanted. I watched a lot of kids like talk back to their parents and stuff like that because that's just how they were raised for whatever reason. So it's like it's almost a cultural difference between being in an inner city and being like in the suburbs up here. A lot more entitlement up here for things. People think that they just deserve things, and I think in Lowell, you get the sense that everybody knows that you're from Lowell. You're not in the greatest place in the world. I don't know. I think that the difference is really you can watch it in the kids, just how they act and where they're from. But I'm not to say that I prefer Lowell more because there were definitely shitty parts of Lowell that I just didn't want to be in, but I felt like there's more, even because of like the level of poverty that people are in down in Lowell. There's almost a camaraderie about it. Everybody's poor, everybody gets it, and up here, there's a lot of different attitudes towards it. A lot of disconnect. If you have money, then you know what I mean? You have money and you kind of flaunt it. If you don't, then you notice the kids that don't, and the kids that don't have the new clothes up here or the new shoes or phone or whatever are instantly ostracized up here because they're not up to date, and you know what I mean? Being poor is almost like frowned upon in certain ways up here, but back down there, everybody's got a hole in their wall in their bedroom, and we all used to eat fried bologna and shit like that. So that's the difference. I think it's in how people are treated, depending on like where they're from or what their background really is. Not to say that everybody's bad here, but it's a lot more judgmental in the burbs than it is. And not to say that like, actually, there's a lot of bullying that goes on up here. It's more like online and stupid stuff, but it's a lot. There's a lot of like ganging up on people that are different up here. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a reflection of a lot of different shit, I think. But yeah, I don't hate it here. It's boring here. There's not a ton to do around here. At least in Lowell, you can kind of kick up some dust and some trouble. This is kind of where we chill, fireplace, all that. So this is where I live. I actually live down here. This is my best friend's sister's house, and her family, obviously. And so I rent a basement downstairs. In the basement, obviously, I'm not gonna bring in there because there's just a bunch of shit in there right now. So my Ghetto curtains. It's just my room right here, and then there's a little home gym with Erin. J-Bo or Jason along with me, Ty and the kids and everybody. So basically I live in a household full of people. It's kind of chaotic sometimes, but it's fun, keeps it going. But this is where I'm usually at if I'm not training or working 50 hours a week. Probably passed out on my couch somewhere, probably what I do. Other than that, I just kind of chill. Right? When you grow up poor, right? Even the hand-me-downs, because they're new to you. Yep. You're like, oh, I look so good. You're like, I used to dance at like the bus stop and stuff like that. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna kill him today at school. Yeah. And then I'd go in and everybody's got new Jordans and this, and they got polos, and like my shirt is like my brother's one from the year before or something like that. It's kind of too big for me, but I thought I looked good. I look like Soldier Boy, but like the white version. You know what I mean? So like, I'd wear like
shorts down to here, and I'd wear bandanas to school. And oh my God, I wanted to be Joel Santana so bad. It was so ridiculous. But yeah, like you could tell. Yeah, you'd always tell. Like I don't know. Maybe it was the poor thing. Maybe it was I just wasn't cool enough or whatever. You know, I just never had money to do anything. My parents struggled with bills and stuff like that growing up. We had a lot of different scenarios without like throwing out dirty laundry about my family, but we just didn't have a lot of money, and so like all these kids, I would get invited to places because I was technically the poor kid, or you know what I mean, or I acted differently than they did, and I wasn't like, I don't know, when you grow up with like people that are really blunt and upfront and kind of almost confrontational, that's kind of how you are. And I guess like in this realm of a world, everything's really passive aggressive. You know what I mean? Everything's really, a comment out the side of your mouth instead of right towards you type thing. So I guess people didn't like that when I wasn't like a big gossiper. I was more like even though I would lose because I was like 3'8" until I was 15 years old, I would just get in people's faces and start too much trouble, so they would just leave me alone altogether. So I would just sit by myself at like the lunch table and in my South Pole jeans and shit like that, and just be a gangster and with my chicken sandwich. Yeah, that's it for me. I mean, I didn't mind it. Sometimes I got lonely just because you wanted to have like a friend that related to you in some kind of ways, and I did, but at the same time I didn't. Not to say that like kids from the suburbs don't have divorced parents or anything like that. They don't. And that's what they do. But it's one thing to have that. But like this was a time actually when my parents got divorced. We were like happy that it happened. We were happy that, or at least me and my brothers were, just because like they were tearing each other apart at certain points. So it's just like I remember the day that it happened, I had even interjected between my parents and been like, you know what, guys, just be done. You know what I mean? Like, this is over now. Like, it's you're tearing us apart because you guys can't stop. Yeah. So, like, people felt bad for me, but like I liked it. I enjoyed it a little bit better. I got to, they still have their issues between each other, 10 years later. But I preferred it, and the difference is that I think that because I grew up with struggle or I grew up not having anything I wanted, that the divorce didn't really affect me super down to my core. Like I didn't get super brooding and deep over it. I got, I just kind of went about my business. We're the divorce, but it wasn't like a TV episode, where I got super depressed like Sean Hunter from like Boy Meets World. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like that happens a lot up here. Is that something happens. It could be any number of things, and it could even be for the better. And people use it as like a way to pity me, like a poor me type sort of scenario. So people from like that are poorer don't do poor me's because there's so many of them. You can't even fucking keep up with it. And then people that are more well off, anything that happens to them is the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's the Ragnarok right then and there. A volcano's going to erupt through the floor, and stuff like that. So, I mean, people here are nice enough, except for those people behind this house. Yeah, I'll get that on camera. These people behind this house. They stole our cats.
Wait, what?
Okay, so this recently happened. We've been having, and I don't know like their last name or anything, so I can't really divulge it. But behind this house is another house. It's illegally made. It's not supposed to be there. Okay. Like it's like the zoning is like you shouldn't have a house right behind another house. Like that's just how that works. Like neither of us really have a yard. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So it's like they're right here, and so now we have a ton of cats here. There's a lot of them. Yeah. My friend's daughter is obsessed with cats, and one of their old ones that recently passed away had like in like the 3 years of its life had like 5 litters or something like that, and between each litter they picked one cat to keep, so it's like 8 of them. You know what I mean? At one point, and needless to say, it smelled like cat throughout the house. But one day we noticed that like 2 or 3 of them were just gone. Yeah. And we were like, where the f*** did they go? They must have gotten out. Usually they come back. We figured they might have been dead or something like that. Come to find out, the people behind us just snatched the cats up and just was just like, yeah, these are our cats now. What? You can't just steal cats. You can't just steal people's stuff. It's one thing to steal like a bike. You know what I mean? You stole a whole animal. Like that's I don't know. That's like I don't know.
I know. We still don't have the cats back. We're like, just
You still didn't give me
we
the
still,
cat?
we still don't have the cats back. So I don't know. It's crazy. F those people behind here. I don't know. Neither of them. I don't know. They don't have jobs, as far as I can tell.
Oh, okay.
But yet they have a new Range Rover, and like Chrysler 300. I'm like,
What?
another thing about suburban kids to ghetto kids.
Yeah.
Ghetto kids don't want to be in the ghetto. They don't. Like, we
Yeah.
don't want to be there. That sucks there. We grew up there our whole lives. And kids from here want to be from the ghetto.
Oh my God.
So bad. And it's like, why, dude? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you not want to eat sometimes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm confused. You have polo shirts on and you've got all this shit on your body, and your parents have a Range Rover, and like they sit in their car and they like do like gang signs that they think are. I'm like, bro, why do you want that? It's ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you see it a lot, or like in kids around here that, I've seen kids with bandanas on, and I've seen kids, you know what I mean? They both go to the same school. The kid that's like a preppy kid that's like
okay.
that like was raised the correct way, and then there's the kid that's like he's got like Dipset stuff on, and you know what I mean. You're just like, where did you find this?
Yeah.
Why are you like this? Like what happened?
to you?
I mean, I get like situations like mine where it's like you're kind of half and half. I don't know. It's just funny to watch like kids that have never grown up with other than like maybe their parents get into some arguments or something like that or whatever, to be like, yeah, I'm a thug from the streets. And I'm like, no, you're not, man. The woods is behind your house. So it's like, no. There's barely any cement by your house, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You can go hang out with a deer in the backyard.
When I first got a front lawn, I was pumped. That's all I know. It's just like front lawn that didn't have like a chain link fence 3 feet from the door. That's
Yeah.
a lawn. That's
Yeah.
amazing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Lowell, you get like. First off, they'll have like, okay, so if tell me I'm wrong. So like if you're going up against anybody who's been to Lowell, obviously, you can have a house with like a yard, but the yard is like a chain link fence attached to the building.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure what this fence is for. Like I never understood why they just put the fence against the wall.
Yeah.
But that was it for us. I don't know. I never, 25 years of age, can't figure it out. Yep. Hey. You're good.
Is it an interview?
No, he's kind of following me for the day.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, it's cool. With minus the weed. Oh yeah, the smats. Oh no, I didn't bring them in. Okay, I didn't bring them inside.
It's clean.
Is it? Okay, cool. I didn't want to like surprise you, but hey, camera's inside. What's up?
Very clean in there. So
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, we can come inside then. Don't be aware of the dog. I mean, the dogs are just kind of. One of them's kind
I
of
have a
jumpy.
dog.
He's nice.
Who's this little guy?
It's Ty. Hey, Ty. Oh, you being shy? Can you wait for the camera? No.
Nope.
All right, cool. I saw you in karate the other day, dude. You look good. What's up, Jackie? Is this your car?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Come on in. Come here. Stupid. What you guys up to today?
We went out for breakfast and went to Walmart.
Sounds fun. Ready for school, dude?
And Tai has to get ready to school. He wants to go back to that place. We went to just Donna's.
Donna's is fire.
Oh my god. Well, I know Donna very well. She lives
Oh,
right
yeah?
over there. Yeah. But I've never eaten there.
Really?
Yeah. The whole time I've ever lived here. So I said I wanted to go to try it.
Definitely worth it. I think Susie's is better.
Yes. Leave him alone. Right here. Whoop. Leg.
Can I tell you what your pancakes?
Stay. There. Good. Don't move. No, you little shit. Go.
Alright, want to come see my humble abode downstairs? This poop. So this is usually cleaner, to be honest. This is usually cleaner. I clean it. Well, they'll clean it usually, but this is my little home gym. It's small. You know, there used to be mats where you were at, but we had a leak. But you know, it's kind of a mess right now because I've been gone a few days because this is what happens when children and cats live in this room.
Yeah.
But you know, heavy bags. When I do clean it and get everything off of it, we do, I'll do some private lessons in here. Right now it's just storage, just because we needed a sense. But yeah, so on days where I can't make it to the gym, this is usually where I'm at. I'll hit the bag in the morning for a little while, be it Muay Thai or just regular boxing or whatever. I'll do my shadow stuff in here and I'll go for my runs. I never use this because fuck a treadmill.
Yeah.
I don't like them. But yeah, that's pretty much my little private gym. It's messy, but what are you gonna do? This is my room. Super messy, obviously. I need to vacuum and such, but basically I got my sectional couch. It's where most of my chilling does. Obviously I keep a nice little station for napping. I don't do much. PS4, which is honestly, that PS4 has lasted longer than most of my relationships have. That's where I'm at. Thank you, Aunt Dowling, for leaving your King Cobra 40 ounce. But that's about it. So basically what happens is if I'm out or away, either Aunt or one of my friends, if they need a place to crash, I just let them kind of come in here and just chill. Hence, it's part of the mess. Not all of it, but part of it is them. Yeah, it's kind of just when I'm not working or anything like that, I'm probably laying on the couch watching Friends. Big thing here.
Wait, you're a Friends fan?
Right there.
You're a Friends fan.
I'm not a Friends fanatic.
Oh, okay.
Aaron is a Friends fanatic.
Okay, so it's just decorated with Friends.
Into a daily Friends watcher. Friends is just something to have on in the background. I love Friends. I think it's a great show, but we are a very Friends household. Friends oriented. That's a better way to. I know, like you said, I probably have it better off than most fighters do. Actually having like a house and like a place to hit my bag and stuff like that. So I'm very appreciative of my roommates and everybody else that because when I struggle, I'm struggling with rent or I'm in the middle of a fight camp and I'm all over the place. They do everything that they can to help me out. So and they're very supportive and they'll help me sell tickets and they'll push my interviews with whoever and they really help me a lot. So I really enjoy living here as much as it is dirty right now. When I do clean, it is clean. Fuck you, boo. And there he is. No, because you shed everywhere. Get out. Out. Do that like 16 times a day. So I've had cats born in my roof.
Born in your roof?
This room, technically, this house burnt down once. So
damn.
The insurance rebuilt it, obviously. And so this whole basement, this wall, was rebuilt. Right? So it was basically just all one giant basement. So they built this wall for this room specifically. So this ceiling isn't the actual ceiling. Get it? So the cats, they go up on these little shelves and they jump up. There's this little fucking hole in the ceiling. See the little depression right there?
Yeah.
Born. Those are cats right there that were just born in my... I was playing 2K at 2 in the morning and all I heard was meow everywhere and I'm like, am I tripping? What the f-? And then an hour later it happened again and I heard 6 or 7 of them. So I ran upstairs to Aaron. I'm like, I'm not enough of an adult to handle this. So can you? So they had babies there and then the second one right there, that little hole right there was another litter of cats that were born in my ceiling. Yeah, it was just a lot of baby cats just in my ceiling. This is where they decided. I don't really know. I am the keeper of the cats here. So whatever happens with the cats, or just consults me because they all pool around my room and chill out there. But yeah, that's my home. It's what I do every day. So let's get on out of here and go to Jits. It's about a 2-hour trip for me back and forth. Nothing to, I mean, I get the training I need. Obviously, I have my family down there, so it's worth the drive. Honestly, I'm not worried about driving. I knew that when I left my old gym that I would have to travel to get any kind of good work, really. no offense to like New Hampshire schools, but you know, as far as credentials go, my school has far more. You gotta train in order to get places. In order to get good training, you're gonna have to fucking find one. I found one about 3 years ago. I grabbed some gas real quick. You know what? Actually, let's get this lady's here. This lady at Dunkin Donuts has been bugging me to bring this belt since I won the fight, and like I avoid this Dunkin Donuts just so that she won't bitch at me. I swear to God, I really love this. She is. I'm just gonna show it to her, and we'll see what's going on.
Oh my God, I'm so excited!
Come over here.
You know how excited I've been. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Patty's been begging me for this.
I have been. Oh. Oh. Oh my God, that is so nice. Boy, it's heavy, huh?
It's heavier than you thought it would be, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was made of plastic. It's made actually metal.
My boy. Yes.
Yes, so we finally got it. My mom's been telling me about it.
I know. Yes.
She bugs my mom about it too.
All the time.
All the time. She's like, bring this damn belt in. And I'm like, all right, well, I came in this
And then one
morning,
day you came in and I wasn't here.
Well, yesterday, it was a few days ago.
Yeah, and I was so
finally brought
close.
it, yeah.
I was down the street.
Now you're here. Oh, you're at Lowell Road, right?
Yes.
Second Bridge over there. Can I have a coffee?
You most certainly can.
Large ice black. I hate bringing this out into public. I really do, because just like you with the camera, you know what I mean, how you feel, I feel like super douchey. Look at me. And everybody thinks it's a WWE belt anyway, so everybody thinks that like, everybody thinks I'm just like being John Cena, for like have a reason, whatever. John Cena's the man.
Yeah.
I prefer The Rock,
Yeah.
actually.
You're a Rock guy.
After the fight, I went around and like, I would just go on like top of things and just like whip it, like just like everywhere. Did the Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wore jean shorts and just started flipping everybody off wherever I went.
There you go, sweetheart. Let me see. Let me see.
Go ahead.
No, I want to see what it looks like on you.
On me? Okay, well, I can't snap it on. It takes some hands. So it looks like it's wonderful. It's big, right? So now,
thank you so much. I'm so happy you finally showed me.
I gotta go to jiu-jitsu now, though.
Okay. All right. I love you, honey.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Have a good day, ladies. That lady's been bugging me for fucking weeks.
She's a huge fan of yours.
She is. I used to work for Dunkin Donuts at one point for a long time, so like everybody in the Dunkin Donuts town knows me, so that's why. Before I became like a boxing coach. I'm OG Dunkin.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
yeah,
what they used to call me. Triumph Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is what it's called. It's had a few different names, but that's where it landed. I was there when I was 14. I started going there just for jiu-jitsu and stuff. I was a tap-out kid originally, so I tap out everywhere. And I thought that I was super badass. So I went there. I went there for actually like a therapy thing. You know, I had a therapist that was doing jiu-jitsu with the coach there.
Yeah.
And I had been in his little group, and he was like, I want you to come over and do this, and he introduced me to the owner, and from there, you know, I remember sparring a couple times and doing some jiu-jitsu and really loving it, and so it just stuck. I just wanted to be there all the time, and so I was there for roughly 10 years.
So basically, I went to, I had a therapist. I had gone to therapy. I had gone into an inpatient program for a few days. When I was a kid, I just needed some help, and I had actually asked for it. I remember asking my mom to let me go see a doctor, and I spent a few days there. And when I left, they sent me to this place called Directions, and it was a group therapy place for kids, like after school. So like they would bring you, like if it was after school 3 to 6, so like they'd pick you up sometimes in a limo, which was pretty cool. Yeah. But it was just like back in the mill buildings in Nashua. And so they would bring you there, and 3 to 4 is just kind of chill, and then 4 to 5 was just group therapy. And right next door to that place was a jiu-jitsu school. And it was real new. It's called Gracie Baja, New Hampshire at the time. What is now Triumph Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in like its older, like its earliest forms. It was just like a mat, like kind of the size of like that room over there, really, with just like a bathroom in here, and that was it. But my therapist had gone there. He was a white belt there, so he had grappled over there, and he introduced me to the owner, who was John Fain, and my therapist Joe, and just kind of told him a little bit about me and shit I was going through. And he said, I just, I need something to, I like the UFC. I watched Forrest Griffin versus like Rampage recently or something like that. I was a tap out kid so hard. And John Fain, was my first coach. He said, come on in. We'll work out whatever we need to work out with you. And so, like Dennis Olson and people I have early roots to that gym. So that's how I got into that. It was my therapist just thought it would be cool for me to have like an outlet that wasn't sitting and talking about my feelings all the time, because I really wasn't good at that. So that's how it started. That makes sense.
So I was there for roughly 10 years before, the team kind of disbanded. They didn't want to do MMA anymore. So, what are you going to do if you can't, you're an MMA fighter without a team. You got to go somewhere to go, or find somewhere to go. So,
like I said, I was a tap out kid. What's funny is that like one of my old really good friends, Cody Anderson, at the time, he was a 14-year-old phenom who was just we all thought was, honestly, to this day, he still has more talent than I do. I agree. I think that he could have been way better if he had just stuck at it, but I'm happy for him. I think he just got burnt out. But anyway, so he was my first training partner, and honestly, I was the kid at school that was like, yeah, I know MMA. But I'd watch like Submissions 101 on fucking YouTube. So I would act like I could fight, and like people would be like, all the time, they'd ask me, can you beat Cody Anderson in a fight? And I'd be like, yeah, bro. Because I remembered Cody as like a scrawny skater kid in 8th grade who was like, I'm like, even me, I'm like, I could beat this kid up. And so I went in there and I was like, yeah, I could beat him up. And then I learned very quickly that when I sparred with Cody, because he was the one who brought me into the gym, just like the realest gangster ever. He was like, okay. And brought me in, and he just beat the shit out of me, dude. He beat the tar out of me, bro. And from that day forward, so the first time we sparred, people were like, can you beat Cody? I'm like, no, I can't. No, I cannot. I'm like, you have a few seconds. I can stand in front of Cody if he's mad at you. There's no chance that I'm stopping him from getting to you. So Cody was we became really good friends. We were good classmates, so that was somebody I could go with. It was a jiu-jitsu school to begin with, to be honest. They had fighters like Dennis Olson. Shelby Young was there. Let's see, who else? So Brian Debar, obviously Vovka goes there, but Vovka came on later. So I was there even earlier than Vovka was, like 2 or 3 years, I think. But yeah, so it was just a jiu-jitsu place for a little while. We just, we only had that little mat, so we would come together a few times a week and just roll. And I didn't know a damn thing about what I was doing, but I tried. And these guys were fucking huge people that were just showing me how to do stuff. So I liked it, and I could hit a bag, and it felt cool. And then they moved into this big old, like on Factory Street, it was really cool. I liked it. They had like the whole top of this like mill building, and they had a cage, and John Fain he did it all nice. He did it real nice. So yeah, that's when the MMA program really started to like flourish. He was really invested in it. He really took the time. I think it was Dennis that was really the driving force. Oh, and John Ortolani, of course. Those two were like the shining stars of that. So we kind of just followed in line with them when they got fights. And then after time, we were like, hey, man, we've been training here for a while, too. We'd like to fight. And after time, it just kind of how that went. And then we became team of the year at one point. And then we kind of fell off. That's the best way that I could describe that. I mean, they were like a family to me. I was there for 10 years. You know what I mean? I'll never say a bad word about Triumph Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They gave me a lot of great things in my life. In fact, if I hadn't found that place, or if my therapist hadn't brought me there, I really don't know if I'd be here. You know what I mean? So I owe a lot to John Fain and everybody there. I'll never disrespect that team, as well as they're a great team. They're great people. So it was really hard for me to leave there. Things happen, sometimes you just got to go your separate ways, is how it is. But those people will always be family to me. So whenever they needed me, I'd be there.
So, obviously, if you're not comfortable going into this, don't go into it.
No, it's fine.
Did you guys have a falling out or anything? What was?
I don't know if it was a falling. I don't want to like hash out bad stuff. It's not. I think it was just a difference in what people wanted. I think that at one point we made it about the team, and everybody as a fighters, you have to be kind of selfish, and I get that. But John really did try to give us everything that he could. He was invested in a lot of different things. He was trying to grow his business. He had a family, you know, and he has to feed them. He owns 3 different businesses now, you know, so like he was a busy guy, you know, so he couldn't really invest the time after a while into a 15-man fight team. And he really didn't want to, you know, it was really hard. And I think being in this situation now, as a few years removed from it, I'm a little bit more understanding. I was hurt by it more. But it was, I just from his standpoint, he's like, I'm going under trying to keep this MMA program alive. And I make money on jiu-jitsu. I don't make any money doing this, and it's becoming more of a headache. And he expressed that to me a few times, and I'm like, you know, I don't blame him. It's his business. So he just decided that he didn't want to do the MMA part anymore. Maybe he would train people that would fight. But as a jiu-jitsu school, his first passion was jiu-jitsu. So I think that maybe he felt he got away from his roots, and he just wanted to go back. And I don't blame him for it at all. The guy was a real role model for me for a while. So I don't want to come off in any negative kind of fashion. The place was great. Honestly, I probably would have gotten subbed far before, you know, Hedgevaldo and Bellator if it wasn't for them. So I'd like to go roll with them sometime in the future.
If you can't, you know, you're an MMA fighter without a team, you gotta go somewhere to go, or find somewhere to go. So I looked around. I had been cross training with Sit around the time, and and I was just like, you know what, I really like it here. I feel like it's a match here, so I ended up just staying. You know,
yeah. So we were actually working with Sit. So John had actually put together us going down for Monday Sit practice. So I would come down and just for sparring. They were like, cool, come in, $10 rate. After the team kind of disbanded, and I just decided, I'm like, all right, well, it's time for me to move on. I gotta go do what I gotta do. I went there first. So I'm like, all right, well, I've already been working here. You know, technically, you know, Tyson Chartier doesn't remember this, but I for my Bellator fight with Blair, actually, I was working with Sit, just like low key. Like I was still there, but I was a Triumph fighter. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So I had Triumph cornering me, but I would go spar down there. And just after I left, I was just like, all right, well, this is the only gym I know that knows my face. Mark Delagrati's there. And as shallow as that is like this, it's within striking range. I got to make a decision. Do I want it enough to travel 45 minutes every day for it? Absolutely, I do. So I went, and it was the closest one that I thought was a top-level school with how many good people they had there. They had Font, they had Calvin Cater, they had, you know, they have Rico DeSchulo, and they had the top people in my weight class. I wanted to go there. So when I got there, I think I took one class, and I was holding mitts, and Crew Mark was actually teaching it, and he pulled me into his office after because apparently he was impressed by whatever I had done just with my raw form, and he's like, I think you're really good. I want you to stay. Let's work something out. And, you know, Crew's been really cool about that. I'm like, I'm just lost. You know, like I'm a fighter without a home, and that's really hard because, like, me as a person, I need a goal in front of me. You know what I mean? And as a fighter, it's hard to not have one. And so it's just the entirety of my life until I found or was accepted into Sit. Now, I wasn't even really accepted into Sit until later on, but like he opened the door for me to come in and train for essentially free for a really long time until we sat down. He's like, if you want to fight for us, we're going to talk about other stuff. So that's how it started, at least.
Team, I have no hard feelings against the team that I used to belong to. Never badmouth them. They did a lot for me.
Yeah.
But they decided they wanted to move on from being an MMA gym. So what am I going to do? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm an MMA fighter, and I need to do MMA. Obviously, I heard the name Mark Delagrati and was like, yeah, I want to go do that. It seems like a good idea. And at first, it was just basically, I never even thought that I'd be able to talk to the guy, just because of how well known he is in like the fight world and stuff like that. And you'd think that, I thought he was gonna kind of brush me off, and I'd only deal with like the people that were like the lower coaches, not the lower coaches, but people that weren't him, or like people that are in it more consistently. Like Andy. Andy is the best coach I've ever had as far as consistency goes. I see him far more than I see anybody else, but like Mark saw that, he saw that he liked something in me, and from there, everybody, I feel like I bonded with just about everybody there. So it would be hard pressed to see me leave Sigyotong for any reason. Plus side of being followed with a camera by you is that random women just watch me being followed with a camera and go, "Oh, what's this about? Hey, my name is
Plus, you have that belt walking.
I know, I do. People are like, oh my god, he's gonna belt and a camera? No fucking way. If it's just the belt, I'm the biggest douche ever.
Oh,
That's really what it is. And then but with you, it makes me accents me way easier. So it's just like, yeah, I'm the man. I love pussy. How are you? It's cool. You know what's funny is that I get all these women that they tell me that you probably have all these hoes, and I don't. I just don't. I don't know when the hoe train happens for fighters, but it hasn't happened for me. That's for damn sure. I don't, there's no line of just beautiful women that just throw themselves at you. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite, because people are like, you're a fighter, we don't, I've gotten, I didn't even think you'd bother. I'm like, bitch, I love pretty women. So, what are you talking about? I don't know. People are like, you must have hoes everywhere. I'm like, I have no hoes. Zero hoes, not one.
So, no hoes in fighting.
No hoes in fight. Well, there probably is at certain points, but maybe I just don't notice.
Yeah.
But I haven't noticed any long line of women just interested in
banging you.
Fucking banging me because I have a belt and I'm a fighter. You know what I mean?
Damn.
I'm sure it helps my Bumble account, but that's probably
you
about it.
On your Bumble profile?
My I say I'm a boxing coach, and obviously some of my pictures are of me fighting, or of me.
That's the way to do it.
You for sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. For sure, because that's how I'm in the best shape in those pictures. And and then they get up, then they find me oh, you're disappointing. You know what I mean? You don't have an 8-pack anymore. You should have seen me the week after the fight, dude. Thank God we didn't do this then. Oh. Just because I look like a fat piece of shit. Just such a piece of shit, dude. I'm bigger now, but I'm smaller, but I'm bigger for my weight class now, but shit. My jits coach who we're going to see right now, he called me fat the first time he saw me, and I was like, all right, well, that's it now. Now I have to fucking go home and cry myself to sleep. Just not eat for 5 days. Yeah. Cameras and bitches. So, we are on the way to jits.
I don't know. I'm not disenchanted. I get disappointed because I don't think that they're going to give me a call back. And that sucks because I think that I'm starting to find my own form a little bit and like find my footing as to like what kind of fighter I'm going to be, my personality and like who I am, you know, kind of as a person is flourishing, and that's kind of showing in what I'm doing as a fighter. And so I think that going back to saying I did it too early, I think I did it too early. I didn't think I had an identity as a fighter yet. And I was trying to be different things instead of myself, and that's why I probably lost. You know what I mean? I just tried too hard. You know what I mean? Literally, the Hedge of Aldo fight, I literally worked myself so hard that the nutritionist or the lady that runs Perfecting Athletes, who helps Ioana Jędrzejczyk and all these other people, you know what I mean? Rob and all them make weight, told me that I literally exhausted my body to the point where I need a whole fight week. I needed a whole day and a half reset of doing nothing before my body would allow me to lose anything else. I stopped at 140. I stopped at 143 and couldn't lose any weight. So. Run that back, both of those fights. Run that back. Who wins those fights 9 times out of 10? Me. I was winning both of those fights. So it's just like I would like an opportunity, and I know that people are exploring other things. Everybody wants the UFC, but obviously you'd go to the Bellator if you get the contract. It's just kind of shitty because I went to the higher level, I saw the lights, I wasn't fazed by it, and I just didn't have enough, I guess, you know. So it kind of haunts me. I hope that they call me again because I think that it's probably a better idea to invest in me now than it would be for me. I was.
It's more for the yes. It's for the billboards. Man, I'm not Dennis Piven famous yet. I'm not even on a billboard.
You're gonna sell like 8,000 tickets today. I think we're gonna sell like 8,000 tickets.
I want that.
I'd fight for one. What? I'd absolutely fight. I'm gonna go to Japan and fight for sure, bro. Bring it to me. To casual fans, the UFC is the sport of MMA.
That's a backpack right there. Yes, it is. Load it up with things and knickknacks too.
I think that they don't say football and say NFL. NFL is a company. I think it makes more sense for people to be able to trade and see other markets.
Let's go, guys. That's one. One more.
How can you say you're pound for pound if you've only fought in one organization? Like if you go in this organization that's the main one, that's everybody's super elite, and you beat everybody, cool. But then you go to another one that was not supposed to be a super elite and you lose, then what's that say? Are you actually like, what does that mean?
I was too rambunctious.
Per minute. Man, fighting is really all I got. You know, at the end of the day, I've invested my entire life into it. So, like, to me, I had gotten to the pinnacle of where I should have been. It was my chance to me, and I blew it. And I was not okay. And I was training, but I just wasn't happy. It was hard, dude, because I thought about quitting for a minute. You know, it was just like, man, I gave up. That's the hardest part about that. Is that I went like this, and I said you win. And that's really hard for me to admit, but I did it. And so, like, I don't know, I wish I could get that one back. It haunts me to this day, because I know I'm a better fighter than that guy. And Glover Teixeira was in his corner, and it was like, I don't know, man. I think I'm a better fighter than that guy. No offense to him. He's just a nice guy. I really couldn't even talk shit to the guy. He's Brazilian, so he doesn't understand anything I was saying anyway. So, I mean, I took it to that guy up and down, and then I lost because I gave up. And there's more to that, but down to my core, I gave up. And I've just never been able to forgive myself for it. So it's something that propelled me forward. It's just like, I'm not going to do that again. You're going to just have to break my jaw, or you're going to have to leave me with the referee with no other choice, honestly, because that was the lowest feeling of my life. To know that someone had made me admit defeat was really hard. So for like 6 months, I was just depressed and fat and wondering if I was even going to fight anymore. I think at that time I got up to like 178, and I was like almost 180. I was just fucking fat, so fat, and I wasn't doing anything. And then I just got back into the gym, and one day I was just like, nah, I'm not going to die like this. You know what I mean? I just looked at myself in the mirror one day, and I was just like, I'm not going to do this, because this is exactly the exact person you didn't want to be, and you're literally watching yourself become it. So I'm like, F that, and I just got up and got back to the gym.
Woo! That's not rolling again. I sacked it all of it. I still got it! What's up?
What, Jay? If I score 1 point, I win. It's cool.
1 point.
Let's go!
Points are like money. Remember that.
It was either, it became either it's going to be CES or it's going to be Cage Titans and get you there. I've tried to get a fight on CES a few different times. It just never panned out. They offered me some ridiculous fucking thing because somebody had a temper tantrum. It's a long story, but it's stupid, and I'm not doing it, so.
Oh no! I'm fucking shit!
Shit!
Oh, the point system works?
Yeah, I swapped with you twice.
I don't know how it works.
You know why you're losing. Pretty much.
I'm just trying to survive.
That guy over there knows how to work.
I know what it's like to go with Kushida, and I know you're losing. Woo! Daddy still got it.
That's not look. I don't think it's real. No. I think it's part of the stunt scene thing. I don't know. He's filming a stunt movie, so when I was with Ribs the other night, he said that he hit a Randy Costa. Randy Costa was with him, and he's like, dude, he's control. He put up an old picture of him being her, just to fucking people get the people going. But that's why I was. Yeah, he's with me. Yeah, they went to the heart or whatever.
Bye guys. See you next week.
Touchdown on the radio.
Yep, I'm in there. I'm on.
And then I do a lot of I was on pulls with the seal, right? Pull and I'll hit. Pull and not elbow.
I just short like.
Just short. So I'll come here and I'll keep my hands on his gloves. Yeah. So if you get your hands up and I'm constantly here, what are you doing? You're gonna push out like that. And then
bang.
And not even the hard shots, just like get that, like parries.
Good idea. What'd I say? I told you. That's how you beat somebody with fancy kids. Right. Everybody, thank you for beating up the fat kid. Hi, we're gonna be here tonight or now? Okay. I'll see you Monday. Or if you need me anytime during the week, Saturday and Sunday is the time to do it.
Where you're up here in New Hampshire?
Yeah. I can meet you wherever, dog. I come down here anyway. Just let me know. You got a few days. Alright? Hit me up. Later, ladies and gentlemen.
Cage Titans was just, it seemed like they had a lot more momentum rolling. And they were promoted well. I'd been to their shows. I like their shows. Not to say that CES doesn't put on great shows. They do. They're on TV. There's so many standouts in CES already. And a lot of them are my teammates. So, think about this. Dennis Paiva is going to go for his second shot at the 35 title. If he wins, am I going to fight my boy?
So I have a gum problem. I eat copious amounts of gum in one day because as soon as like the flavor's gone, I can't do it. It's bad.
I want my straps, dude. I want them. So I'm not like that kind of. No, I'm gonna enter an organization really to fight for my friends' belt. Like that sucks. Yeah, I mean I don't want to do that. So like I went to Case Titans where I'm like, well, I don't know if this person even has a 35 champ. Oh, they do. All right. I'm going to go right after that. It's like, but I just, when I went in there, I'm just like, I don't know why we're beating around the bush. Why am I here? I'm here to win fights. I'm here to win the title. I'm here to go to the UFC. That's all I'm here to do. So I saw it. I'm just like, some pretty good fighters here. Production's pretty well. They got good editing for like their videos and stuff. Whatever. Cool. They take pictures. You know what I mean? So I saw it. I was like, and I think that they promoted me a little bit better than Combat Zone did. I think that, nothing against Calvin Cater. Good luck to you this weekend, my man. But I just think that they did a better job pushing me.
That's Sean Lally right there. Why is Sean Lally just not showing up to jiu-jitsu? Wow! Sean Lally, I hope you see this, and I hope you know that on today, Wednesday, September 26th at 1:47 p.m., I saw you walking past CEO Tong after Chits practice, and you weren't there with me and Paiva, you fucking cigarette-smoking bum. Put that in there. There you go. Well, now basically I just go home and shower and decide if I'm going to Muay Thai or not. Probably I am. I'm going to work for a few hours because I live there. Actually caught me on my only day off of the week, really. Work every other day. I'm there from like 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. to like 9 p.m. every day. And then today's my day off. I'm not really even just relaxing. I just go to jiu-jitsu and drive all day. That's it. That's all I do. You know, when you become a champion of anything, you think, you know, like when you're a kid and you watch like WWE, you're like, I'm the champ now, I'm just gonna be super rich and everyone's gonna love me. And it's like almost the exact opposite of that. I'm still wicked broke. Like we said before, 0 bitches. I got a twin size bed. You know, my bills are paid. That works. Yeah, that's about it. Not living lavishly. Probably about need me in the face.
Yeah, I saw that.
Real hot. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Thank God. All right, old guy.
And you banged heads with that other dude.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
You headbutt him. I'm like, what? When? But then, like in fights, I don't remember certain like exchanges that happen. I remember the majority of fights, but it's not to say that like you black out when you fight. But there's so much adrenaline going that you can't really remember everything. Look at this guy's. Oh my God, I love this guy right here. Yes, he's got a Super Saiyan bumper sticker right there and a Naruto one on the other side. And is that a Pokemon symbol? This guy is the fucking man. I'm losing my mind. Look at this shit. I need that. Why don't I have that? Oh,
Is
Lord.
that a Naruto symbol?
That one right there on the left. On
Top
the
right?
Top right is a Pokemon symbol, I think. Bottom right.
That's
It's a
Naruto?
Naruto symbol. It's
Okay.
a symbol for one of the villages. What? The Leaf Village.
The leaf, just the leaf village?
It looks like a leaf.
Yeah.
There's a leaf, there's fire. Don't get me into this nerdy shit, man, because everybody will start tuning, turn off the fucking memory. It's the best way I can do it. I'm going here. Damn, God damn. Where are you in a hurry to, man? It's Wednesday, too. You know, for such like a prominent gym, Somerville is like a disgusting place. It kind of reinforces the whole great fighters are made in like shitty places. Because like someone's been stabbed in this lot, I know it. You know what I mean?
like I am the champ, but I'm not the champ to me, if that makes sense. So like I haven't defended this belt yet. I made a big stink about me defending this belt. So I'm not the champ until I can keep it. You know what I mean? I can take it, but can I keep it? So until then, I probably won't be satisfied with that. So I'm trying to keep myself humble and just be kind of more quiet until my time they call my name, and just let everybody know that I'm still here, I'm still ready. I love Cage Titans. Pulver is great, honestly. Him and his wife. She hates me, but I love her for sure. No, I like it. It's cool because they really like. I told them to put their faith in me. I said buy in. I'm like, please, just everything that I say I'm gonna do, and I did, and it became ultra successful by the end of them. You know what I mean? I think that I'm not going to say that my indirect run with Cage Titans has kind of sparked new interest in things, but at least it did a little. From the beginning of the year in my weight class, there probably wasn't as much buzz as there is now with my weight class. And to say I'm not a factor in that seems a little bit off. My goal isn't to be the Cage Titans champion forever. It's to win, defend it, be a real champion, and then move on, pass it down, whatever you want. But I don't want to stay there forever. Had been.